Hey everyone, this is a Talisman. This is Ryan.
This is Jeremy.
This is Phil.
And you're listening to Tom and Zeus on the Shout It Out
Loud cast.
Oh, yeah.
And reports tonight on how destruction is impacting the campus community.
Names of O'Hara Hall, Skid Row, T-Zone, Banff.
Badass motherfuckers.
Somph, sit on my face.
Drinking like fucking ass pre-gaming, as we call it. What is this dorm damage, Bill, on our tuition statement?
Dorm damage?
Well, we only broke like 3 chairs and 4 desks this month.
Is that a positive thing? Bam! That's right. We're back with another episode of Dorm Damage, the show where anything and everything is on the table and the table gets smashed. We are celebrating episode 100 of Dorm Damage with a very, very special and awesome concert review. Zeus, what are we doing?
We are reviewing the concert we attended on this past Thursday, Tom, the 8th of May 8th, 2025, of Graham Bonnet and the Graham Bonnet Band, which was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was at the Tupelo Music Hall in Derry, New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire. We had seen the Winery Dogs there before. It was great. And as you guys know who listen to the show, we had his bass player, Beth-Ami and Graham on a couple weeks ago to talk about the tour. And of course, there was no way we were going to miss it. And we did not miss it. It was incredible.
Yeah, they were nice enough to put us on the guest list. Beth-Ami took care of us. It was fantastic. So let's start like we always do. How did we get there and the adventures it takes to see these things? I drove up. It's a Thursday. And to Tom's place for the first time. Usually Tom comes this way. So I drove up to him, and the first thing I did was text him like, what the fuck? It's about an hour to get there?
Told you.
He's like, good luck at this time. That's Tom's commute. He passes by on the highway, my place, to get home.
Right.
And so it took me about a fucking hour traffic. I get to Tom's house. Didn't even come inside, just switched cars and jumped in his car. And we headed up there. And what was great is we don't get much time to spend together.
No.
We do our Zoom calls, we text all day and do our stuff. But, sitting around shooting the shit and having free forum conversations is limited. And so we're in the car. I got him to put on a mix of Graham's stuff that he was going to perform. And I love it because this is kind of Tom's first interaction with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, other than the Rainbow Down to Earth, I'm not really familiar with a lot of what Graham does. I know, he's Michael Schenker and Alcatraz, but I'm not really familiar with that stuff. So yeah, so we head up there. Of course, the skies open up, absolutely torrential traffic, everything. we right next to Tupelo. We go get something to eat. Thank God we had a very nice, sweet waitress. We're like, look, we got 30 minutes for you to get our food here. We got to eat and get to the show.
So it's funny because there's an Applebee's across the street. Right. And I'm like, do we do it? We're like, fuck it. We're going to get this thing done in a half an hour. It was 6:30 when we got there. The concert's at 7.
And we made it. And I've never eaten so much food that quick. I think I ate grilled chicken, shrimp, mashed potatoes, and about 75% of an appetizer combo, along with 2 beers in about 20 minutes.
We paid, got in, walked in, to the concert hall, and then they're like, "Yep, we gave our name." They're like, "Oh, hold on a second." Yep. So it wasn't the reserve section. It's like, "Come with us," and he put us, and they showed us the stools on the side that was reserved.
Yeah,
we were the only ones that got the reserved spot, and like clockwork, 7:00, here they go.
Yeah,
but
perfect.
Before that, who did we see?
Yeah, again at Tupelo Music Hall. Last time we spent the night with them when we saw Winery Dogs, our buddy Rudy Doth was there. And God bless Rudy. He lives up near the North Pole. And the poor guy has to take these 100-hour road trips to see a concert. And he's like, I'm coming. He's like, I love these. And he's actually going to see. So in September, Michael Schenker Group is coming. Rudy's going back to that. Unfortunately, get tickets for that. But Rudy sat with us the whole night. We had an awesome time. They played for about an hour and a half. We'll get into all the set list stuff, but yeah, it was
But
great.
where does Rudy live?
He lives up in Vermont, up near like the Smuggler's Notch.
I think he's Bernie Sanders. We're gonna go see the Graham Bonnet Band with the millionaires and the billionaires, and we're gonna take over this space, and we're gonna fight for people for the dignity of work, and we're gonna go see this. Sorry,
We've got to do something about the Graham Bonnet Band. We've got to do something about the set list.
Ticket prices are outrageous, and the Trump administration needs to call for a change in pricing because the American people cannot live like this.
Well, we got free tickets, so we don't have to pay for shit. So.
I just had to get my Bernie impression.
Of course, Bernie's great.
The Bernie, he doesn't like the expensive tickets, and the hard rock music is hurting my ears.
It's too loud for Rudy. It's too loud for Bernie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always to do that was Rudy.
Yeah, that was great hanging out with him because we don't get to see him. We interact with him, obviously, online, Patreon, all that good stuff.
He's the best.
We love Rudy.
Had a nice shout-out loudcast hoodie, Tom.
That's right.
Because it was a zipper hoodie.
That's right. Also like known as a hoodie. That could be both.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we get in, we sit down. Why don't you go through the set list?
Yeah, so right off the bat, they start off with, pretty much they go on a row of stuff from Down to Earth. So they start off with Eyes of the World.
Oh.
And it's, first of all, I love that song, but it's great because you get first of all, his band, we'll get to them, fucking out of this world. Like incredible talent on stage right there. We're not just saying that. The keyboard, because obviously keys are a huge part of this stuff. The drummer, the guitarist, Beth-Ami playing the bass. Ooh. Whoa. All right.
Dude, her pants were the tightest clothing I've ever
The fact that woman is the age that she is should be illegal.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous on stage. And,
yeah.
And like every time she would turn around, you could hear the audience go,
ooh, goddamn.
But I did say, if she farted in those pants,
it's just going to be a big bubble.
A bubble, and you can see it go down her leg.
Of course, Zeus has to ruin every image of a hot chick playing bass on stage with, imagine if she ripped one right now. That's the problem that we have.
But anyways, Eyes of the World.
Yeah, Eyes of the World. Fucking fantastic.
That's a build-up song.
I love it as an opener.
And it has that fucking like Iron Maiden kind of like hop along.
Little bit of a gallop
going.
Yep.
So the band, now we don't know what this band sounds like. What we're getting ourselves into. It's just, whoa, this fucking band. So you got to think about it this way. That drummer has to do like Ian Pace. He has to do Cozy Powell.
Yeah.
The guitarist.
Imagine what he has to do.
Ingve, Steve Vai, Richie Blackmore.
Michael
Schenker songs.
Yep.
The band is insane. And the keyboardist is doing Don Airey and John Lord.
Imagine.
Go figure.
Exactly. Fucking insane. So first of all, let's get this out of the gate right now. They open up with Eyes of the World. And I'm not going to lie. I said to Zeus, I'm like, we just saw AC/DC and Brian Johnson, who's 78, and God love AC/DC and Brian Johnson. The guy can't sing.
You think so? I thought he wasn't that bad.
Okay, fine. But I'll tell you this right now, and let me be crystal clear that we're not just saying this because Graham was on the show and that we've become friends with him. Jaw-dropping vocals. Like I could not, but me, Zeus, and Rudy are sitting next to each other, and we're like, how is this guy 77 years old hitting the notes that he hit 40 years ago?
Singing in key?
In key.
Fucking hitting everything out of it. Screaming into the mic, and doesn't look like he's like lost his breath. But when you ever see early Rainbow and videos and stuff like that, and you see him like scream like that, he's doing that now. And he's still hitting the note.
And he's hitting the note, and there's nothing raspy or broken or off key, he's hitting them. But hold on, let me back up real quick because the band is doing the build-up intro to Eyes of the World, right? You get the keys, everybody, it's in it, and then Graham comes on stage. Wearing jeans, Chuck Taylors, a button-down shirt, and a tie, and Zeus goes.
The way he just walked in, and I love him.
We
looked like he walked in like Mr. Furley.
for the entire show. I just
Tom
kept
has
picturing
that image.
I can't not because
Hey,
the way he like strutted out on stage with the outfit. It's like it was
Just
fucking awesome.
unassuming guy.
Yeah.
If you didn't know any better, you would be like, did Joe Biden just show up and walk on stage like some old timer? Because he hasn't dyed his hair. It's all gray in his back.
Nope.
He's just a small figured, like gray-haired man.
He's an old guy.
Fucking with the tie on and a shirt, button-down shirt, and you're like, someone's dad lost.
Someone's
here.
dad got lost. It's like but that's
he grabs the mic and he's just like, whoa!
He just blew it away. It was really fucking incredible. And then they go right into All Night Long. Amazing. Go ahead.
So when he goes into All Night Long, in the past, Rainbow used to do this, and I was wondering if he would do this. I need a girl who can keep her head on. And during the Rainbow days, they would switch the line. I need a girl who can give me good head.
I don't think he's going to say that with his girlfriend standing right next to him.
I was wondering, and I didn't have time to tell you that that's what they used to do. I was wondering if he was going to say it. He didn't.
Nope, he didn't.
But All Night Long is just a favorite of mine. It's a fun, catchy, hooky, melodic rock song. When he builds up, I want to make you mine. Dude,
and he was hitting those notes.
Voice was insane. I want to love you. And the band was great. Unbelievable. If you want proof, check out the videos that I put online about him performing it.
Yeah, because this was a show where we were excited to go, but I had no expectations. And my expectations were high because, again, you got a guy that's 77 singing hard rock songs from 40, 45 years ago. But
my expectations were like, I hope he can handle,
Me too.
Sure, it'll be fine. The music will be good, I'm blown away by song 2. Like, holy fuck.
Yep. And then he continues with Down to Earth. He does Love's No Friend, a nice slow song.
Which is funny because I think he mixed up the songs. He's like making love. Oh, hold on. I'll get to that song later or something. And he did Love's No Friend, which is, bluesier and hard and stuff.
Which, by the way, if you've listened to our episode where we've had Graham on, and you could tell he's kind of like a silly, kind of a goofy. He's that way on stage. He's in between songs. He's doing the same thing.
He is so like hilarious.
He's like a funny uncle. He's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
He just goofy and says shit and just splurts stuff out, and he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
And I love it.
Yeah. So after Love's No Friend, they continue with Down to Earth. They do Making Love. Pretty good song. Not one of my favorites, but the band sounded great.
How does it go again, Tom? Because I remember you doing this during the episode.
Darling, I want to make love to you.
No, I thought you used to be like, making love.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then they go right into. I was surprised they waited until song 5 to do the big hit with Since You've Been Gone.
And if anybody knows, it's a top 10 song of mine on the ARC charts for me.
Yep.
It is a popish rock song, catchy as all fucking hell.
Yep.
I got to hear one of my top 10 favorite songs played live
with the original
vocalist. Band, with the original vocals. And me and Tom had this argument. Well, not argument, but debate. Would you rather hear the vocalist sing this, or would you rather have Richie Blackmore and another singer sing Since You've Been Gone?
The vocalist.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
That's more his song. Would you rather hear Steve Perry sing Journey songs or the Journey band with a Steve Perry sound alike?
I did that last summer. I saw Journey at Fenway. It was fantastic, but it wasn't Steve Perry. It was the band, but it wasn't Steve Perry. I would have rather had Steve Perry.
Thank you. And that's how I felt. Like listening to the way they performed it was about as good as I'll ever hear.
Yeah.
It was incredible him singing
great.
that song. It was, for me, it hit a special place hearing him sing Since You've Been Gone.
Yep. And then they do the keyboard solo into Lazy by Deep Purple. Like, now look, I know Zeus isn't a big fan of instrumentals. This blew me away. So I love jazz.
I agree with you. I'll give you that.
Okay. I love jazz because jazz is primarily instrumental. Some jazz goes off off the reservation with some of their stuff. This was now it started off as a keyboard solo. The guy was super talented, but when the band all got in, I was like, this is fucking like swinging like hard rock jazz, if that's even a fucking genre. It was incredible. It sounded great, but the real song, I believe, has some vocals to it. They didn't do any vocals. Yeah, they didn't. I think this was Graham's take a leak and take a drink.
Yeah. And what was amazing is, Tom's right. I don't like instrumentals, but he's channeling John Lord. John Lord is not any fucking keyboard guy.
No.
He's not the keyboardist from fucking Autograph.
No.
Right?
What are you talking about?
John Lord. And this fucking key, like solo instrument, the stuff that this guy was doing was fucking interesting. It kept my attention.
Exactly.
And then the band picks up. You're like, what the fuck? This is fucking good. This is some good shit.
It was great. And the band was just, oh my God, it was great. And then they go into a couple of Graham Bonnet songs. A song called Imposter off of the Graham Bonnet Band's latest album. Then they go into a song called SOS. And that was funny because Graham Bonnet's like, yeah, it's not the ABBA one. It's our own song.
Yeah.
Cool shit. Again, the band was just, I say this all the time. The drummer just captured me because this guy was so fucking good.
Yeah. And he was extremely, again, look who he's channeling. He has to be.
He has to be. Right.
So the funny part is, like, the songs I didn't recognize from Graham, they still sounded like decent songs. Like, I'll go listen to that.
Right.
Like, nothing was bad.
Yep.
And what's interesting is, because I always picture Graham with Peter Criss. And hear me out, people.
Yeah.
Peter was not a hard rock and roll guy.
Right.
And he was in Kiss. Graham was a pop singer before he got put into Rainbow. He never did, like, he didn't think he was right for the part because he wasn't a hard rock singer.
No.
But then look at his career afterwards. He still kept doing that type of music. Whereas Peter, the second he got out of Kiss, went back to everything but hard rock. And they're both, like, had a path to make, but Graham stayed on that path and stayed in the hard rock genre. And even when he did his solo stuff, stayed in that hard rock genre. Didn't go to real pop stuff like Peter went to a completely different. So I always compare those two. Like, fish out of water, people put into a hard rock band. What do they do when they leave it? Do they go back to their earlier stuff, or do they stay to the hard rock where they got their success? Graham stayed in the hard rock. Peter did not.
And some of his stuff, the Graham Bonnet Band album, I think it's from 2022. It's hard. It's heavy. It's heavy shit.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. His voice is there too.
Yep. And then so after Imposter and SOS, then they play a great song that I've been just recently introduced from the Michael Schenker group, Desert Song, which sounded fucking awesome, Zeus.
Yeah. I like that. I always got to tip my hat to Steve Wright, who introduced me to Assault Attack.
Yep.
From the Michael Schenker group. Steve Wright from Potter Than Hell. And I love that song, and that whole album is fucking awesome.
Yeah, same thing. That they passed it on to me, and I'm kind of learning a little bit more about that too. And so far, what I've heard, I love it. So then we go back to some Graham Bonnet stuff, a song called Uncle John, which quite an interesting song intro here. He's like, yeah, this is a song about a relative that we didn't realize was a pedophile. This one's Uncle John. And we're all like, did he just say pedophile?
He's an evil person, and he's a pedophile, and he's even hurting people. And you're like, what?
What? What just happened?
Are we going to fist rock?
Let's go Uncle
Yeah.
John, Uncle John. I'm like, geez, I feel like a little uncomfortable here. But anyways, cool song. And then again, instrumentals. This is how you do a drum solo. This isn't a guy just banging on the snares and pointing to the crowd. This was a guy who had a rhythmic, organized. This is a guy that clearly is a skilled drummer. Like this guy is like an educated musician drummer. He didn't just pick up a set of drums and decide to bang away at them. This guy was incredible. The double bass, the rolls, the fills, it was incredible. It was incredible. And I give him credit. God bless Graham and the band. Unfortunately, the place wasn't a sellout, so it was an intimate setting. But these guys were playing as if they were playing at sold-out Madison Square Garden. The drummer was getting into it, kind of standing up and putting his sticks up, and everybody getting, just fired up. It was great. And then after the drum solo, they go into another Graham Bonnet song from the early 80s, which I'm new to, and I loved it, and that was a song called Night Games.
That song was awesome.
It was great.
And apparently it was a top 10 hit in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really good song. And then after Night Games, then they do Into the Night, another Graham Bonnet song, not the Ace Frehley song.
Yes.
Another Graham Bonnet song. And then right before the encore, they finished with a song that I know Zeus loves, and that now I'm getting myself into a little bit, and that was the title track, Assault Attack from the Michael Schenker group.
So Assault Attack, the vocals on that song are insane.
Yeah.
He hit it. There was no fucking wonder how he's going to channel that.
Wasn't that the entire show. We didn't make that face.
I put that on social media posts all over. Go listen to him do Assault Attack and tell me this fucking guy is not ripping it at 77. I just think of his peers. Who's singing that type of difficult songs? Like,
dude, there is nobody at this. There is no 70s.
Robert Plant sing these days. Way different keys.
Yeah,
Roger Daltrey, the same thing. Yeah. All these guys in their late 70s, some can do it better than others.
Yeah.
That's about as good as I've ever heard anybody in their 70s sing. Ever.
I could tell you right now, in a couple weeks, I'm going to go see Tesla again for probably the 10th time, and I am nervous about what Jeff Keith is going to be doing.
Who, the Crit Keeper?
Yeah, besides previewing the next Creep Show episode. So after Assault Attack, they take a little break. They do the encore, and they come out, and Graham introduces a song from Alcatraz, Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live. What an amazing song title.
Yeah.
Very cool song. And then they end with fucking another killer song off of Down to Earth, and that's Lost in Hollywood, Zeus.
Oh, and that's another difficult vocal performance. Fucking killed it. I put that one on social media too as well. I think I put 4 all night long. Since You've Been Gone, Assault Attack, and Lost in Hollywood. Check them out.
I believe
Tell
so.
me you're not fucking blown away. Now, again, if you're not, it might be a YouTube thing or the video that I put up. You know what I mean? But live,
yeah,
insane.
It was incredible. Yeah, I know, and that's the problem. Like we've said this before. YouTube, for some reason, it has a knack for making everything sound about 5 or 10 times worse than it actually sounds in real life. But I can tell you right now, for the entire show, there wasn't one time where we're like, he kind of missed that one. He crushed it. And the band, like you said, and even they gave the guitarist credit, he has to channel all those legends. And this guy, his hands were so smooth. The way he wasn't like,
he had a great tone too.
He had a great tone, and it was just a really, really great band. And I'll tell you right now, Beth-Ami, she made playing the bass look like the easiest, sexiest possible thing you could do in the world.
I love hot basses.
Oh my God. Yeah, like Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee's a hot bass player. He is a handsome bass player.
Witch. He's a witch. But anyways, the show ends.
Yep.
Like the drummer, the guitarist, they come down off stage and shake everyone's hand as they're walking out.
Yep.
The poor keyboardist who was new in the band, I think was part of some hazing thing. They're always like, yeah, the new guy. I didn't remember seeing him come out much.
He never came out.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Beth-Ami set up a little spot there to do the merch stuff for them. Fucking Rudy hung out with us for a little bit.
Yep.
When we saw Beth-Ami, she just gave us the best hug. And I was like, good Lord, behave yourself. Oh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And she was so fucking awesome. So there was a few people still hanging around at the end. Beth-Ami kind of talked to us, and then Graham comes out.
Yep.
And then Graham signed some autographs for people, and Beth-Ami was kind of keeping us company, and we're shooting the shit. She was just so fucking awesome.
You were shooting the shit with the guitar player for a little bit, catching up with him.
Yeah. I guess he produced the last couple albums for them, and he arranges everything. He's fucking really talented.
Yeah.
We talked to the drummer for a little bit when the show ended, and then finally everyone left, and then Graham, Beth-Ami goes, Graham, look who it is. And he's like, oh.
He was like, "Oh!" It was crazy because we've had him on a show a few times, and then to meet them in person, see them in person, talk and shoot the shit,
fucking cool.
So cool. So
what I did, I brought my Raise Your Glasses book, and I had them sign a part where, like, I would open up, Beth-Ami, here's your comment in page 95, and she signed over the comment. Did the same thing with Graham. Unfucking believable. Then we got to sit down and talk with them alone. We were the
last people. It was us.
We hung out. We're like 20 minutes with them, just shooting the shit, talking music, telling him like, buddy, we just saw AC/DC. You fucking killed it.
Man. Oh my God. Yeah. It was really great. I mean, it was everything we wanted. Great show, meeting people that we've,
seeing Rudy.
Yeah, seeing Root. Yeah, it was an awesome fucking night. It was great. And I love that venue. I think that's such a great, cozy, cool venue. They serve food. They got a cool bar. Everything is right there. No bad seats. Great venue.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
They played, and I know the tour's kind of wrapping up in the U.S., and then they're going to go over to Europe, and they're going to do like Assault Attack, the whole album.
Yeah, they're going to change the set list a lot. Yeah.
We're lucky we got to see what we got to see from them.
Yep.
Can't recommend seeing them enough. If you see Graham in your neighborhood and you're thinking about a show, go see it. Affordable,
absolutely.
Great songs, great time. Band is nice, and they're good people. So,
yep.
That Assault Attack, fuck, wow.
Yeah, it was great. Definitely check them out if they're in your neck of the woods for sure.
Till next time, peace out, Girl Scout. Oh, you over here? Yeah, I'm over here now.
Zeus, it's me. I want to end the show now.
Jesus Christ, Tom. Jesus Christ. Let's end the show now while we got the muscle.